This is a Glass Box Media podcast.
State. I'm Cassie.
I'm Keegan.
I'm Christina.
I found an article.
Ooh, what you got?
I found on Thrillist. It is the something that I think is going to be a good conversation.
Okay.
It says these are the worst places to go on a first date, according to a new survey.
Okay. I feel like
I've got a couple ideas.
Yeah, these are going to be familiar, I think.
I feel like we're going to have some familiarity.
Yeah.
Here. I'm going to start with number 10.
Have you seen the TikTok with that creator that's like Applebee's? Country Applebee's.
Yes. What? Yeah, and they did at Cracker Barrel and they're like Jim Crow Applebee's. You're like, oh my God.
She's saying like every restaurant in America is Applebee's.
Yeah.
And then she has like
different titles.
Yeah, it's like Applebee's and it's like Olive Garden and it's like Italian Applebee's. It's like Texas Roadhouse and it's like Yeehaw Applebee's.
I'm assuming Cracker Barrel was
Jim Crow.
Jim Crow Applebee's.
Yeah.
But it was funny because I said whenever I saw that, I was like, still gonna go though, because the food's really good. And like everybody in the comments was like, yeah, but it slaps.
Yeah.
You gotta go.
Yeah.
They got good biscuits.
Yeah, I was just gonna say those biscuits.
I feel like any of the Applebee's is definitely got to be on the list.
Yeah.
Oof. Oh yeah. Well, it's starting at number 10. Going to the park. I was surprised by that. I don't think that's a bad date.
I don't think so.
I don't think
either.
so.
Worst date place?
Like for a first date?
Yeah.
Or
Just
any
the same
date.
worst date. Okay, sorry. Top 10 worst first date ideas.
I don't think that's true.
I think
park.
going for a hike is a bad first date.
Okay.
Going to the park, you can do all kinds of things. You can just walk the trails, or you could have a picnic.
Sit on a bench.
Yeah.
Swing or not swing for hours.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think
on a nice
that's
spring day. That would be lovely.
I actually think it would be lovely.
I do
I think
too.
that especially when you go from 10 to number 9, which is a big leap.
Oh, okay. All right.
So you're going from if number 10 is going to the park, 10th worst. Number 9 is attending a funeral.
Oh, why
What
is
the
that
f-
even on?
How is that?
How is
That's
that
a
even?
leap.
No one's taking a first date.
Are you-
Well,
I was
actually,
like,
They have.
you
We know they
kidding?
have. It's happened more than once.
More
but
than once.
It has happened more than once, which is more than it should ever happen. But
Yes.
I don't think that it is something that is often enough for it to be on that list. Like it's not
Listen.
frequent enough for it to be on a listicle.
I feel like we have talked about it enough for it to be on the list. I'm
There's
gonna say it.
definitely enough stories that I can think of off the top of my head where like people loop in a first date at like grandma's deathbed.
Yes.
And you're like, what the fuck, dude?
It's always weirdest to me too when they're like, "Hey, I just need to swing by somewhere real quick." Like a funeral is just like a
check mark on your list for the day.
Yeah, it's just like something you got to do on your to-do
I got to
list.
stop by this Costco,
Yeah.
which is never, by the way, a stop by. It's Costco. But I mean, no, it's
No.
not a check mark on your daily to-do list.
No, I look, I'm not to be insensitive, but if somebody took me to a funeral on a first date, I'm calling an Uber.
Yeah.
And I'm leaving in the middle of the service. I'm not saying that is inappropriate.
I do have to use the restroom. I will not be back.
No.
No.
Number 8, which I personally disagree with, watching a football match. I guess
You got to know your date.
watching. If we're going to somebody's house and watching it, I don't like that. But I mean, like we're going to a game. I guess maybe.
I also feel like it's a good way to have a conversation. Like you can have a conversation about the football game, but you're both going to be pretty engrossed in the game.
I will tell you that I think that a funeral is worse.
Oh,
a
yeah.
funeral is definitely worse. But I mean,
don't know.
it really depends. I guess with the first date, my question is like, how did you meet? Do you know each other's interests?
Yeah.
Because if it's like,
Because if it's me.
Yeah. And like you and your husband bonded over the fact that you like the same team.
That's exactly right.
So that's different. If you took me to watch a football game,
Yeah.
I'm
Or me.
fucking
I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm checked out mentally. I'm not into it.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't like that.
You're
And it
just
would
watching TikToks.
right.
during
Yeah.
the game.
And it would show me that like you don't care about what I would find interesting.
Right.
Yeah. So that would be a big red flag for me.
Number 7 is swimming. which I feel like is not a bad date for you, Keegan. But
I love
first
swimming.
date,
I mean,
is it like, to me, I think as a woman, we're just like automatically, you just want to get me in a swimsuit, right?
yeah. I mean, and there's always that joke that's like, take her swimming on a first date so you can see what she really looks like. Because like women wear makeup and they're
gross.
like, so I don't love the implications, but I love being in the water.
Yeah.
So not necessarily hating it. I mean, is it like a public pool? Like, what are we talking about? I guess that's kind of the thing.
Yeah.
On a first date, maybe not.
Yeah, I don't love that.
Number 6, going to a pub or bar.
That's like
mean,
what
it's like
everyone
all
does.
dates.
I know. I'm like,
What's left at this point?
Yeah.
What is your idea of a good date?
Aren't we
then?
on, like,
number 5,
Okay.
visiting a restaurant.
Where are you supposed to go? Where are you supposed to go? How are we supposed
How
to
is this?
No parks, no restaurants, no bars.
Okay. And then number 4, this is where it definitely going to a parent's house.
Okay, well, obviously.
Yeah, that's terrible.
And that does
Yeah.
happen way too often.
Too often.
Way too often. Don't get the family involved. I mean, we got to be seeing each other for a while before I want to meet either of your parents.
I couldn't hate that. I would rather go to a funeral.
Well, I feel like parents might be involved in that one
Yeah, but
too.
maybe
Yeah,
they're
but it's not their
distracted.
house.
And they're distracted at the funeral. They're not paying attention.
That's right.
Yeah.
I
don't like it.
I don't like any of that.
Number 3, staying home.
What?
On a
having
first
a
date-
date at someone's house. Yeah, no,
No.
you should never do a first date at someone's house.
Hate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's
Number
But
2,
unsafe, danger.
It isn't danger. Number 2, safer. But they've decided to isolate an entire restaurant chain, McDonald's. They're like just strictly McDonald's out.
I mean, I think all fast food is a no on a first date.
yeah.
It's giving cheap.
The number 1, though, the number 1 of all this in this list is what we can all agree on, I think, is going to a movie.
Yeah.
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 But then
all
what
said
are,
that.
what are you supposed to
Yeah, that's
do
Honestly.
if they took off pubs and
Listen, 5 and 6
Restaurants?
makes no sense to me.
No.
Yeah, that doesn't make any
5
sense.
and 6 is like a restaurant and a
They're
bar,
like only coffee shops.
Coffee
they only
shops,
endorse coffee shops. 'Cause
museums.
Museums, okay. Yeah.
I mean, it's not on the list, but I'm thinking like
yeah.
maybe.
The
Yeah.
beach.
Yeah, where do you go?
Or something?
Well, does that go along with swimming?
It's pool adjacent. Yeah, I don't know.
Here's the
swimming.
thing though. What I love about at least for like a bar situation is if the vibe isn't right, you can close your tab after one drink, you can get out.
Right.
But like if you're going to the beach, you're going to the museum or
Right.
something, you're
The
in
Getty's
a
taking you a
first
couple hours.
date
Yeah.
with somebody for a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
a long activity. And
There's restrooms in all those places.
yeah,
I just
that's
want
true.
you to know. So,
Escape plan.
Escape.
Yeah,
I
I
will be right
don't know.
back.
I don't know that I
I'll meet you at the 18th century furniture exhibit.
like how
Like-
how did restaurants and bars end up on that
So
list,
weird.
but not hiking?
Yeah.
Like I would rather go swimming on a first date than go hiking with
Yeah.
somebody.
I'd rather go hiking than swimming.
Oh no, I don't
be
trust
fair.
a single fucking person, stranger out there to go
I mean,
hiking
like-
with them.
no, I mean, like, I'm not
also.
going to like an isolated place, but like,
Shoot.
I mean,
Like Runyon
Yeah,
or
Runyon.
something.
Jesus
Runyon.
Christ,
Yeah.
you got like surrounded by 5 million people.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not trying to sweat and breathe hard in front
I'm
of
not
a
trying to
stranger.
wear almost no clothing.
I think that list is missing some very, very big ones.
Yeah.
Going to an improv show.
Oh, my
Oh,
god!
there you go.
Yes,
Comes
any
to mind.
comedy show
Any
when you
show.
don't know the person that
Yep.
well, like you can't do
Any
that.
show in general, because you're not able, it's the same thing with movies. Any show, theater, any comedy, anything like that, unless it's short, like you're in and out, like it's not a very long show. You're literally taking
I mean-
all that get to know you time away.
But I guess I feel the same way about those kinds of things. Like, you know, if you're going to go see a band or something, I feel the same way about those as I do about like you with football. If it's something that you have bonded over, if you're
Yeah.
both like, we really both like this band, then I think going to go see them for a first date isn't a bad idea because you're sharing an experience that
That's
you're
right.
both enjoying.
But at a band, I can talk to you and not feel like I'm ruining the show for somebody else. In a theater situation, a comedy show, I can't talk to you. I'm
Right.
not gonna, like start chatting you up in the middle of, oh man, I love this set. He does this part about this funny thing.
What about
Yeah.
those people that like invite you out on a date and like they're like, oh, come see my UCB graduation.
You know what I mean?
I would rather die.
No, I'm not fucking doing that. Look, man,
all my band's playing at this
I
this
don't
bar.
know
or
you
whatever.
like that. No, I'm not gonna.
Not first date for sure.
No,
I have to
definitely
really
not.
like you to go to your improv show.
Oh,
I gotta really like you, respect
Yep.
you, and love you to
Yep.
do that. And I have for my friends, and I
have to.
will again.
Yep.
But I am not doing it for someone I don't know like that. I'm looped into what, like an hour and a half of watching only half of them be, not even, only like a third of them be decent at improv. No, no.
Oh my God. It just makes me want to melt off the seat
There's
into
always
a puddle and like
one-
transmorph into.
There's always one person who's just like really bad, like
yeah.
really bad at improv.
Yeah.
And you're just like, honey.
Maybe you shouldn't.
The last one that I went to, I remember there was this guy that didn't even have like basic, like his back was to the audience. And I'm like, my dude.
And you know that poor improv teacher is just taking swigs out of her flask, being like, I've told him a million times to cheat out. I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to do. Like,
Oh no.
Man, I'm trying to think of like, okay, then, well, what's a best date place?
Yeah. I do think a museum is a good date place. I'm gonna say it.
I love a museum. I do feel the same way as Christina. To be quite that like time commitment wise, I actually feel like getting ice cream, getting a coffee, and walking around the park sounds good to me.
I love the
that's
idea of a park, but I can't have ice cream, so I'm already.
Oh, well, I mean, get yourself an oat milk
devastated.
ice cream situation, but just like whatever. Like it's cheap. We're not committed to
casual.
anything. It's
Exactly.
casual.
Public.
It's
Yep.
public. If you wanted to do something after, if you're like,
I
actually,
agree.
we're having a really good time, let's go grab a drink or something. You can.
yeah.
That's
Yes.
kind of like a La Brea Tar Pits type situation, right?
Right.
Like
Yes.
the park. You it's a small
It's
museum.
like a park museum. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You do like the small thing, and it's not committed for a long.
Or like a botanical garden would be
Oh,
nice. There's a
garden
lot
would
of
be
those
nice.
like
Yeah.
in LA. Like it's pretty, it's scenic,
Yeah.
it's nice.
Yeah.
And again, you're
A
only committed for
conservatory.
a little while. Yeah. Yeah. I think that those are nice.
That's a good one.
But again, I'm not opposed to a bar, like a one drink
No.
kind of situation, like you
No.
were saying, Christina.
Yeah.
I'm not
That's-
opposed to that.
Yeah.
Happy hour, apps, and a drink.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. If you're not feeling it, it's easy to be over quickly.
Yeah.
You know, if
I
you
think
are
especially
feeling
for a
it,
first date.
Yeah.
Because you're like, do I want to blow this park on a date that that's to me could be almost a second date. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
A first date is built for bar, restaurant,
Coffee shop.
coffee shop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Low commitment.
Go grab a coffee.
Yeah.
See, because especially if you're on the apps, like, because that's kind of where I'm thinking with this. I mean, obviously, if you meet in real life, you kind of know them,
Sure.
and maybe you would be fine with doing a museum or a longer thing because you have at least that. But you're just meeting somebody off the apps. That first date, in quotes, is not a real date.
That's
it's
right.
just it's a pre-date.
Yeah. It's a meet and greet.
Yeah, exactly. Meet up and see if whatever happened on the apps, what you liked about that picture is enough to be like, oh, okay. Like, all right, this jives.
Yeah.
Let's
Or it does translate to real life.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
the other thing too,
Yeah.
right? I mean, how many times have we told dates on this very podcast about somebody showing up and it's not anything like
Right.
not
they presented?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Christina, you were the only one who like has dated recently, especially like from the apps. Like, so whenever you were dating, where was your go-to like one
bar.
drink or
That is happy hour.
yeah.
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 Or that was
Bar,
that was
coffee
it.
shop.
Happy hour is such a smart idea.
Yeah.
And because there's the in and the out, right? The happy hour is like, oh, I can have plans later and I can
Correct.
get out of this. Like, oh, we'll meet up for a drink. If I'm not digging it, oh, I do have plans.
Yeah. Happy
after
hour's
this.
over at 7.
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah,
we're done.
You have an out.
Yeah.
But if you are enjoying it, you also have an in. You're like, oh, do you want to grab a table?
Yeah.
We can grab some food or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, so to me, happy hour is the most primo
Yeah.
prime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. Man. Okay. We were talking earlier because we were looking at, first of all, did you see the sneak peek or the first look at Lady Gaga in Joker 2?
No.
Yes.
Yeah, there's like
as Harley Quinn.
as Harley Quinn.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Gosh, I love her so much.
Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I am a
What?
little suspicious of the fact that this movie is apparently a musical,
Oh.
which
Oh.
feels weird,
Oh.
doesn't it? I saw the first Joker.
I did too.
The sequel being a musical feels like an odd choice. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, I do know how I feel about it, and it's not good, but I'm trusting the process.
Yeah.
I'm not. I might be out already.
She looks great.
Yeah.
Of course she does. It's Lady Gaga. She's amazing.
But then we were talking about how, because it is Aries season,
And she is the Aries.
she is
of the Aries.
such an Aries.
Queen of the Aries.
Queen
Aries.
Aries. And we were saying that we hadn't fuck, marry, killed our own signs
in a long time.
minute.
Yeah.
Oh.
Are we okay? So are we gonna fuck, marry, kill the sign itself?
Or
I
somebody.
feel like we're
we
gonna
are
be
gonna hurt
lost.
each other's
Yeah,
feelings.
I don't
I'm
like
not gonna
that.
do that. No,
Somebody-
somebody.
Okay.
Somebody.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, I would love for it to be someone who like represents our sign. Oh, actually, I was gonna say we can't because we already fuck, marry, killed Drew Barrymore recently, and she is Queen
I was
Pisces.
gonna do Pedro Pascal. I mean, come on.
We've done him recently.
I
too,
know
though.
we do him all the time.
We do him.
All right, ladies.
All the
Look
time.
up
Okay. All right.
celebrities.
Oh, I know who I'm gonna go with.
Okay. Who are you going with?
If we're going with somebody who is not Drew Barrymore, who I feel like represents Pisces, we're gonna go with Erykah Badu.
Oh.
Gotta do it.
Okay. I am looking mine up now because I'm trying to find one that exemplifies.
Jason Bateman, I think
Capricorn.
he's a Capricorn.
Yeah, definitely.
He has
That
vibes.
tracks.
Oh no, Jared Leto.
Oh,
God.
we've talked about
Oh,
him
that's
before.
right.
He's got Capricorn cult starting energy. You know,
Hey, it can't just do one thing. Capricorn.
Of course. Of course.
Denzel Washington is a Capricorn.
Yeah.
that vibes.
Seth Meyers.
Well, we have my birthday twin, which is what's his name? Hunnam.
Charlie Hunnam.
Charlie
Hunnam. Oh, Jonathan Van Ness.
Oh my God. So of course Rihanna is a Pisces. Tyler the Creator is a Pisces.
Yeah.
Like that all vibes. Olivia Rodrigo, of course. Trevor Noah. Oh, sweet baby.
Sorry,
Yes.
I'm back up
cannot
Pedro.
do
I know.
Pedro.
I know. We've
I
got to
know.
pick
Simply
someone
can't.
else.
I know.
Dude, I am 100% not shocked at all by any of the celebrities on this list.
No, me
neither.
They're Capricorn.
Pharrell, I
It
mean, come on.
is- No one in this list is funny. First of all, they're all very,
Jason Bateman can
very
be funny.
serious people.
Common is a Pisces.
Yeah, that tracks so
Yeah.
hard. Kristen Stewart is an Aries.
I take that back.
Okay.
Who is it?
Julia Louis Dreyfus.
I love her.
And she also gives Capricorn
Yep,
energy.
yeah.
that's mine.
perfect.
This
Ooh,
is the perfect
perfect.
one.
Lil Nas X.
Oh, he gives Aries energy for
Yeah.
real. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Great.
Let's see. All right, you're doing Erykah Badu.
Mhm.
I have so many. There's a ton.
I'm doing Julia Louis Dreyfus.
Gosh, I got so many. Oh, Anna Taylor-Joy.
I think you need to do Lady Gaga.
All right.
She's kind of the queen.
She is
Nice.
Queen
She's
Aries.
Queen
Yeah.
Aries.
I mean, there's so many Queen Aries. I mean, you got Victoria Beckham. You have, I mean, there's a lot of Queen Aries energy. Jennifer Garner's an Aries.
I
That
feel like
doesn't
both
feel
Victoria
right,
Beckham and Jennifer Gardner are pretty chill.
Aries,
like,
yeah.
chill Aries energy. Whereas Lady Gaga is like, we are gonna fucking light this place on fire in
Yeah.
a good way. Like
In
I
the best
feel
way.
in the best way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I rewatched her Super Bowl halftime show recently. And that woman goes
I love Lady Gaga.
110%.
She
It
is-
is like pedal to the fucking
Yeah.
floor.
Leaves it all out there.
I love it. I
love
love
her.
that kind
Yeah.
of energy. She's great. Like she was great at the Oscars too.
Yeah.
She's
She-
fantastic.
Stripped down. Yeah. No.
Beautiful.
She
yeah.
is gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right. So
So
we've got
Elton
Julie-
John, by the way, is also
Oh,
an
is he an Aries?
So I mean, if we're going to
Oh,
call
that's
Queen
also
Aries,
great.
I do believe Elton John might be.
That's also great. Okay, Lady Gaga, Julia Louis Dreyfus, and Erykah Badu.
What a mix.
Oh
was a fun
shit!
mix.
I miss Regina King.
Ooh, that's a
Of
good one.
course, she's a Capricorn.
That tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's disciplined. Have you seen her arms? That woman works out.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. This is tough.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I'm going to
this
marry
is
Julia
tough.
Louis Dreyfus.
Dude,
Yeah.
she is
She's funny, but she also has like a good head on her shoulders. Like she could keep you grounded. I could see her being somebody that spirals out, but I have a lot of good fun energy that I bring to the table. So I think that I can stop a spinning Capricorn. I've done it once or twice myself before.
Yeah.
I love that for me. I'm going to marry a Julia Louis Dreyfus. I'm going to fuck Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that fire on fire action?
God.
I'm scared.
I'm going to say I think that Erykah Badu might be a pillow princess.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think that woman, she's gonna pull out weird shit.
Oh,
Like she's gonna like tickle you with feathers or something. Like she's gonna do crazy stuff.
I'm out.
She's gonna do crazy stuff. I think the woman has a
my
candle that
God.
smells like her pussy. Like
For
she-
sure.
she's gonna do some wild shit. Also, she has transformed the men in her life. Like anybody who's
We've talked
ever
about that,
fucked Erykah Badu has come out better.
Yeah.
Like they've come out
There
like a
you go.
better human. So that woman has some like
Juju.
shaman powers. Like there's some energy there.
Yeah.
I'm terrified of it though. I'm too terrified.
Too terrified of Erykah?
Too terrified of Erykah. I feel like that the fire water ain't gonna be good.
There's a clip with her that is just like the most Pisces thing I've ever seen, where she's just like, what makes me not good enough to be abducted by aliens?
Oh
She's
my
like,
God.
why don't they want to come hang out with me? I'm a cool person.
I vibe
love it.
with that in such a real way. Like
It's
I
so
didn't
funny.
know that that's the thing that's been bothering me for so long until just now.
Yeah. Yeah. Where you're like,
Like-
that's the real issue.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
what makes me not good enough to be
I
abducted?
get so angry on TikTok when I'm scrolling and people are like, oh my God, like look at this UFO or whatever. I'm like, why have I been alive for this fucking long and I have never seen a UFO?
Yeah, you're
It's
so open to
really-
it.
Why, of all the people in this room, has the person who's quote unquote seen a UFO been the person who fucking hates it the least?
Oh.
I know.
Yeah.
It's so
Or
not
you,
fair.
hate, you hate it the
It's-
most.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Yes.
I don't want to see it.
Yeah. Yes. I listen.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
But when I tell you that my friend Melissa and I both, we were stoned. We were laying on the ground.
Full disclaimer. We were high as fuck.
Please. But we did both see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We both were like, what the fuck?
Well, I told you when I did mushrooms that one time, I saw the fucking Matrix code all over the walls.
That is the most Capricorn thing.
Yeah.
'Cause isn't
Yeah.
that like,
And I
I'm
was
just
like, I knew this.
I'm like, the trees are talking to me, and you're seeing fucking code, like
I
ones
know.
and zeros.
Yeah,
Okay,
literally
okay.
was like, okay, yeah, I knew this. I knew this was truth. So
I feel like the most responsible thing for me to do would be to marry Julia Louis Dreyfus. However, she has a little bit of I think she's gorgeous. I think she's fantastic. So full disclaimer, I think she's fantastic in every way. I love watching her. But I think she has maybe a little bit of rigidity to her that would be hard
yep,
for me to live with all the time.
agreed.
So I even though she's the most stable of these three, I don't think I can marry her.
She is the best for me.
Yeah.
I need that.
I think, and this, I don't know how this will go, but I think I'm going to marry Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to marry her.
Fun.
It's going to be fun.
I think it's going to be fun. I think like she's also smart.
Yeah.
She's also going to encourage
cool.
me to. She's cool.
She's
gonna up
definitely
my
gonna encourage
cool
you to be the
factor,
best.
and she's going to encourage me to like embrace myself and be just like the coolest
Totally.
bitch I could be.
She's going to be your number one fan too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
That's
she's
the
gonna be
energy
like,
she brings.
bitch, own it every fucking day when you wake up. And I'm gonna be like, thank you. You're like a walking affirmation. I love it.
Yeah.
I love Erykah Badu, but I feel like we will never come down to earth if I fucking
You
married
just
her.
float away.
Nothing gets done.
Floating down the
Nothing's
river.
getting done. We are just like, it's just Nag Champra incense all the time. We just
no.
smell
Wow.
like patchouli. We can't do it. I
man.
can't do it. I am gonna fuck her though because I want her to change my whole fucking life.
Yeah.
And I think that we will definitely be friends afterwards.
Yeah.
She's going to rub me down with some kind of oil that's been infused with herbs she grows in her own garden
Of
or
course.
something. Like
She's going to be a great visitor to you and what's his name's house?
Lenny
Kravitz's house.
I feel like I also have something in common with Erykah Badu, and that like I feel like we both have a very magical and memorable poussoir.
Yeah, I was gonna say the vagina is
The vagine.
doing its job.
Definitely is
Working overtime.
Definitely, yeah. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I can see that.
It's gonna come together like Captain Planet. And if you guys fuck, like, yeah.
Like angels sing. What?
Yeah. I actually think that I am going to marry Erykah Badu.
Wow.
In that I think somebody
Okay, I have to time out real quick. Would you respect that relationship at some point? I only bring this up because Chris and I just recently had a conversation in which it's a know thyself situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I said to Chris, I was like, I love that you lost your job. I'm like into it, right?
Yeah.
How much would it cost? Like, how much was it going to cost me? What kind of job do I need to take on for you to be my stay-at-home husband?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I love the energy behind that. However, you won't respect me. And I was like, oh wow, you're so right. I didn't even know that until he said it. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I'm weird. I get it. But I'm like, would you respect that relationship?
Yeah, I think I would, because even though I'm not a spiritual person, I do think that Erykah Badu is incredibly intelligent, and I would love learning more about that, but also more, I think I need somebody a little bit more sensitive. And of the three,
definitely,
Erykah Badu seems like, because I am rigid and I am frigid. I need somebody, I think. Water signs do really well with me because I feel like they make me more in tune with my emotions. And therefore, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm happier and healthier for having talked this out or figured this out or actually allowed myself to feel that.
She'll make sure that you're getting the self-compassion that you need to not be too hard on yourself.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think the other two might feed into my tendencies of pushing too hard and being
going too fast, working too hard.
Yeah.
I feel like you and Julia Louis Dreyfus are too similar.
Too similar.
Yeah.
So it would be it's like
You guys would
it's like rock and rock.
But you would own.
Oh God, yeah. You're gonna a Fortune 500 company. You're gonna own
absolutely
100%. But it will get like tense, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I just
then,
don't think it'll be as like fun or relaxing.
Hot and fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Lady Gaga will be fun, but it is gonna be.
She'll be your hype man.
I'm gonna fuck her.
The problem with the hype man, though, is that you're right. It does feed into that energy of feeling like you're like, I can't let that person down.
Correct.
Oh,
correct.
She believes in me so hard. I can't let them
mess
down.
up. I can't do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, out of all of them, I was like, I genuinely think that Erykah Badu would be like the happiest marriage. Now, will it last forever? I don't
But
think
you know what?
so.
That's okay.
I don't know.
I don't know
think
that
it
any
could.
marriage with Erykah Badu is going to last forever. But when you go your separate ways, it's going to be like
I'll be better.
Peaceful.
I'll be better
Namaste.
for it.
It is going to be a namaste situation whenever it's like, you know what? We're going to consciously uncouple and it's going to be okay.
Yep, exactly.
man. Oh,
Yeah.
Because I think that she's still friends with Andre 3000.
Well, they have a kid together, right?
Yeah. But yeah, for me, I think I definitely see your point, because like a lot of times if things get a little too like woo woo, I'm like, okay.
You're like, hey, here's Earth. Have we met?
Exactly. Like we're over there. She's like, we're all connected. And I'm like, in the simulation.
She's like, yeah, but also in a real spiritual way.
Yeah, we are interconnected. But you know what? You both can wait on aliens together.
Yes.
You guys will both be sitting in the backyard.
Bond on aliens.
You're going to be smoking
as
a
a
joint.
kite.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You're gonna step on that rake, hit yourself in the head, but then not just let it happen once, do it again, and then fall down laughing, and then that's when you
see the
That's when you
aliens.
see.
Then it happens.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's my story.
I love this.
Well, you guys want to take 5 and we'll come back with stories?
Sounds good.
And we're back. All right, Cass.
Okay. So my story says about 1.5 to 2 years ago, I met this guy I'd been chatting to via one of those dating app things, not Tinder. So I love that it's like very specifically, guys, it wasn't Tinder.
I'm too good for Tinder. It wasn't Tinder.
It wasn't Tinder. Okay. It was a spur of the moment thing. My best friend and usual sushi buddy canceled on me. I was at loose ends, so I asked this guy if he wants to meet up. So we go on this date. It seems to go quite well. He was very nice, been traveling, lived abroad for a few years, well educated, et cetera, et cetera. Easygoing, laid back, nice smile. Date
Sounds
finished.
great so far.
Go home, done. We continue chatting over messages, et cetera, and decided to have a brunch date. First off, he didn't order any food, even though we'd met to go out to food for a cafe. Like literally specifically made a date for food.
Yeah.
He's like, not hungry. That's
Okay.
Okay.
I hate that.
I hate that too. You're going to make me feel like a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Eating here by myself.
I hate that.
I don't like that at all. And especially because I definitely didn't eat. If we're going out to
eat,
I'm
I'm
coming
planning to eat.
hungry.
That's
So
right.
I either have to not eat because you're not eating.
Social
or
cues again.
Yeah. Or I'm like eating by myself in front of you, which feels
So weird.
icky.
But this is when everything takes a turn. He starts telling me that it's bullet points from here.
Okay.
All men have the capacity to rape.
Why would that fucking come up in a
Out
On a
of your
date?
mouth.
On a date?
Just, hey guys, hey lady.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
check,
God, I just
please.
got
I'm getting the
chills.
fuck out of here.
Oh my
What the
God,
fuck?
that's terrifying.
Why would he say that? In what part? Why?
What
How did it come
capacity
up?
are you like just dropping that? Then here's another hot take of his.
Oh no.
He does not believe in evolution.
Oh my God.
Dude, did you see that Marjorie Taylor Greene
No.
tweeted something about dragons?
I'm sorry, what?
She said, she's like, dinosaurs is a new word. Before the 18th century,
No.
we knew them by another name.
No.
Dragons. All of the land dragons have died out, but
it.
some of the ocean dragons
Stop
are
it.
still alive, maybe hiding.
Is this
Maybe
bitch
hiding.
Is this bitch for
fucking
real?
hilarious.
It was a TikTok. Who knows if it's actually real, but it's believable
It
that
is
she said
believable.
it. She's
It's
such a
honestly
ridiculous person that I'm like,
Ocean dragons.
land
Ooh.
dragons.
Wait, did you guys hear that there was another Loch Ness sighting?
What?
Oh,
No.
really?
Another recent. Anyway, maybe that's where that came from. I don't know.
Okay.
But hold on.
So wait,
Going back
we
to
got another
him.
hot
Wait,
take.
wait. Hold
We
on.
got
Wait,
5 minutes.
I've got to address the evolution thing. He doesn't believe in evolution, period.
Period.
Like,
But
macro evolution, micro evolution, none of it. So
There's
he
none of
doesn't
it.
believe that any creatures evolve over time whatsoever.
there's more.
That makes no
Oh,
fucking sense.
There's
God.
more.
Okay.
However,
It's a caveat.
psychopaths actually carry the quote warrior gene,
Wh-
which has been passed down from generation
What?
to generation.
Which is fucking. You fucking idiot. You fucking dumb idiot. What are they fucking talking about? I don't know. Fucking nuggets.
I'm going to tell you
from
something
this
right now.
guy.
This guy listens to Joe Rogan.
Oh,
100%.
100%.
Only because
Definitely
he's got
does.
really cool guests on. So. The next one. Natural selection isn't a thing. Wait, what? Yes, those two above points do conflict with each other.
Yes. Yeah.
Surprising. The next hot take, science is a religion.
Oh, no.
I know.
Jesus. Ugh.
Okay. And then he goes back to his very first one of, quote,
No.
all men
No.
are rapists comment, because it is one of the strangest things that anybody could say on a date or ever of all time. Like, why would you even bring that up? You're a man.
And double down on it.
And then doubles down on it. But then also is like completely believes that evolution doesn't exist. No, genes, only the warrior genes, that's the only thing that's passed down.
I need him to explain the
I
rape
have
comment.
1,000 questions. And also, are you bringing it up because you're a guy? Is that what are you trying to say?
Yeah, it's
What are you trying to say,
you're
sir?
a man on a date with a woman that you don't know well.
She did also mention that she had forgot to mention that he was also dropping some occasional racial slurs. And didn't even realize that he was being racist. I'm like, this is definitely a Joe Rogan type.
Oh my
Who
God.
is this person?
Wow. And that's so nuts because this is the second date. So the first date, he
That's
was
what
like,
I'm saying.
I'm like, is this his way of like running her off or something? Because I'm like,
Maybe he keeps that shit on lock on the first date, and then he's like, "Okay, she likes me.
All right, here we go.
Now I can bring out the big guns, bring out my true self."
Now we can talk about dragons.
Are you ready to
Wow.
talk about water dragons?
God.
the dinosaurs.
Why?
Fucking
New
ridiculous.
word.
That's a new word. I need to see. Like, I hope the scientists fucking came
my God.
for Marjorie Taylor.
Oh my God. Speaking of, have you watched Bill Nye taking the tour of the Noah's Ark Museum?
Oh my God. I fucking love that
Bill
man.
Nye is a treasure.
I
fucking
shared it
treasure.
with
Met
Chris.
him in a
I
bar one
haven't.
time.
Would smash too, by
Yeah.
the way, going on record.
So nice.
Yeah.
I think I said it on this
yeah.
podcast before. Met him at the Laurel Tavern once, and the nicest guy. He drinks gin and tonic, so get him one next time if you ever see him out at a bar.
I love this.
And
I
he
love
wears his
this.
bow tie out just
I
in
love it.
life. It's wonderful.
Will I show you the video as soon as we take a break? Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've seen it, and incredible.
Oh.
He's amazing.
His face just the whole time is like, what in the absolute fuck?
Yeah.
What in the absolute fuck? Are you
I want
fucking
to see
for
a
real?
debate with him and Marjorie Taylor Greene, please.
He's above it.
He is.
He could never.
Well, yeah. Why would he date?
Why would you-
It's just
He
not
can't
even
lower
like,
himself to that.
Yeah, it's so
Awful.
beneath anybody.
Truly.
But yeah,
Did you see
especially
him?
him.
Didn't he walk in a fashion show recently?
I hope
it was
so.
wonderful.
I love this
I
for him.
love it.
I speaking of fashion shows, saw a TikTok with somebody that did Harry Potter as Balenciaga model.
Oh, no.
Amazing.
You guys, and we can cut this if we have to, but did you see this morning that Caitlyn Jenner came out against Dylan and the whole Bud?
This is
Bud
Oh well,
Like,
yeah.
unbelievable.
She's already
What
come
is
for.
wrong with
She's
her?
come for Dylan several times.
She's a fucking pick me.
She's awful.
She's a pick me.
She is a mess.
She's
the
a
worst.
pick me.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. You're right.
A total like, oh, that's not me though. No, it's fucking gross.
She's
I'm
she's
cool.
the
I'm a cool transgender.
she's the Candace Owens of the trans community.
Yes.
Wow.
It's this
100.
because Candace Owens is exactly the same way with black people.
You're so
she's
right.
like,
Oh my
she's
God.
like, I'm not one of them though. You're like, okay, bitch.
okay, bitch. Oh my God. Was that fucking scam goddess is like, ancestors are coming for your edges.
They came for your edges, bitch. They came for your edges and your ends. They're fucked up.
Can't fuck around like that. You're gonna find out. Okay. Here's my date. All right. Hello. I just got back from the worst date I've ever had.
Oh, great.
I usually prefer to hang around people who are older than me. For some reason, I get along better with people older, not old, like a couple of years older.
Okay.
Technically, it's legal, but very strange.
What?
Like, what does that mean?
What does that mean? How
She's
old
like,
are
don't
you?
worry, I don't date middle-aged people. That'd be pretty strange. Technically legal, but very strange. Anyway, the reason why I mentioned this is because the guy I went on a date with tonight is a year younger than me. I know it shouldn't be a big deal, but like I said, I generally get along better with older people, and
Did
I
I
would
rate this?
prefer to date someone who is older than me. Here's the backstory. I was at an arcade, saw this guy, thought he looked interesting. I also thought he was cute. So
How old is this person?
How old is this person?
Wait, they say legal, but now I have questions.
I think they're teenagers. So I went up and talked to him. We played some games. He had to leave. He asked for my number. That was last weekend.
His mom came and picked him up.
Exactly. In the Ford Aerostar van.
Wait,
We texted a lot over this past week and had some good conversations. It got a little weird one night, but other than that, it was fine.
I'm sorry. You can't just throw shit like that out there. You need to be more specific. What do you mean it got weird? It got weird.
I know.
How?
That's all that's said. It got a little weird. Yesterday, he asked me if I'd like to see a movie with him today. So we went to see Hitman's Bodyguard.
oh no.
I don't really like movies with lots of gunfire and explosions. Just not my thing. Samuel L. Jackson is awesome though. So I was like, fuck it. I'll try to enjoy this movie. We got to the
Honestly,
movie.
is
This
this
person's
written?
15.
Yes, but then they date middle-aged people.
They don't.
No,
that.
no,
Oh.
they don't. They just like a couple of years older.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's why I'm thinking it is like maybe like 16. And she's like, I like to date seniors. That kind of thing.
Okay.
Oh man. Okay. Oh, wow.
We get to the movie 25 minutes early, so we're just sitting there. He's playing on his cell phone the entire time.
The whole movie?
Playing some game. I tried to talk to him, but he just gave me one-word answers until eventually he said, "Hey, I'm trying to play this game right now."
Why did you buy tickets to come see this movie?
With somebody else. Yeah, exactly. I just said, "Okay, sorry," or some shit. But I was thinking, well, okay, then I'll shut the fuck up now and stop interrupting you from your precious game, dude. I just sat there watching the pre-movie commercials about Coca-Cola and Domino's Pizza.
The movie hasn't even started yet?
No.
You don't have to commit yourself to this. The movie hasn't even started.
Why don't you go get some popcorn?
Yeah.
And by popcorn, I mean leave.
Yeah.
Then the previews finally started. The lights turned off. Of course, he continues playing on his phone through all the previews.
I'd be so embarrassed to be with that person.
He's like playing Candy Crush.
It's fucking
I'm on this level. I'm going to get it.
No.
Then the previews finally started. The lights are turned off. He's playing. The theater's empty except for us and a couple of other people. So he wasn't bothering people next to us or anything, but he was certainly bothering me. He continues to play on his phone through all of the previews, and then the movie started. I didn't say anything before because I already hit a nerve, but at that point, I decided to nudge him and whisper, "Hey, put your phone away." He gave me a dirty look and grumbled, "Jesus Christ."
Wow. Oh my God. I mean, listen, I really do feel like we should make a list of, and we can submit it to BuzzFeed to be printed, but there should be a listicle out there of acceptable reasons to walk out of a date.
Yeah.
And I feel like
someone gives you attitude like that.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yes. Like, you're not paying attention to me anyway.
Why am
like,
I here?
I feel like look, life is short. You got better shit to be doing. Leave.
Exactly.
BuzzFeed, call us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can provide you some insight.
Absolutely. You asked me to see this movie with you, yet you're being a dick to me. I was 100% turned off by then. The rest of the movie was fine. Nothing else happened. He didn't play on his phone again, thank goodness. I didn't really enjoy it, but who cares? Some parts were kind of funny, I guess. After the movie, I asked him what he thought. He liked it a lot. To my surprise, he then asked me what I thought about the movie. What? He finally asked me a question. I said that I wasn't really a fan because I don't like guns or explosions, which is the truth. He laughed and said, "Sounds like you're a liberal."
Wow.
That was like, there's an expression for this, but I can't remember it. Wait. The nail in the coffin. Yes, that's it. The nail in the coffin. The final straw.
He's a little brother of the guy from your date.
Yes, exactly. I just kind of laughed and said, "I guess," because I didn't know what to say. I was thinking, what the fuck do politics have to do with this? I just don't like action movies because the explosions and gunshots make me cringe.
Wow.
We got up and went outside, and he resumed playing on his phone as he waited for his ride. You were right.
Oh my fucking God.
His mom's coming to pick him up in the minivan. I said goodbye to him, and he didn't even look up from his phone, just said, "See ya." So yeah, you just read the story of the worst date I've ever been on.
Oh,
Woof.
God.
Woof.
I just don't even know.
I love action movies, and I'm a liberal.
So what does that say?
Yeah. Ruined your whole thoughts.
Your whole theory.
Like,
Thank you, theory.
why invite someone out on a date though? His whole
Truly.
behavior that whole time. It's the same
I don't
Yeah,
know.
he
We've
didn't
definitely
wanna-
had those before, though, like written in of people who do similar things. And then usually at the end, they're like, "This was great. I had a great time. I'd love to go on a second date." And you're like, "What?"
I love it. You're a good listener.
All right. You asked me 0 questions about myself, but okay. Okay. This is a waiter POV.
I love
which
it.
is always fun.
Yes.
I was a waiter at a very famous upscale restaurant, and a gentleman approached the maitre d' asking someone to take pictures of him proposing to his girlfriend. Since I was the closest asshole to the maitre d', I was tasked with performing this duty.
I feel like we've had ones like this before, for sure. Oh, man.
After stalking the table for a solid hour, the moment was inevitably approaching. I set up an angle she couldn't see me, and when he busted out the ring, I started taking as many pictures as I could. Anyone who has tried to capture a once-in-a-lifetime moment on camera knows that you're not really watching what's going on. You're just trying to frame the moment. After about 20 to 30 pictures, I slowly realized that she was declining the proposal.
I got your pictures, dude.
And the scene was quickly degenerating into a 5-alarm dumpster fire.
Oh shit.
Fuck.
However, I was far enough away that I couldn't hear what was being said and couldn't be sure of what was transpiring. So I continued taking pictures just in case.
Yeah.
It's just like a flip book of like getting worse and worse.
Oh, no. Sad, crying, anger, table flip. What?
Finally, I stepped back and watched the scene unfold in reality as she stormed out of the restaurant in embarrassment, and he scrambled to pay the bill and chase after her.
Oh no.
He'd requested that I use my phone and send the best pictures to him. Needless to say, he never approaches for the pictures, and I have about 100+ pictures of him.
Oh my God, the TikTok, please.
Oh, man.
Of a wedding proposal gone wrong somewhere deep in my iCloud photo bank.
Oh my God.
I just love that mental image of him standing there, like just
Click,
taking,
click,
and then he's like, oh no.
No.
Oh no.
Keep taking a couple more.
Like, maybe
Just in
it's
case,
okay.
just in case.
Oh God. I
man.
mean, look, you can't do a public proposal unless you are
Certain.
certain.
Yeah.
Certain.
Well, I mean, people, I've seen it time and time again where like people are certain,
Yeah.
but
You misread that
You
situation.
misread it.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
misread it.
haven't we had another like story of like a proposal where like they had only been dating like a short time? She's like, no. Like,
Yeah. I feel like,
are
it's like
you
something
fucking
like that. Yeah.
crazy?
I think
Yeah.
I told one too of she was sad because like her aunt had just died or was like getting ready to die.
Oh,
And then
yes.
he proposed.
And then he proposed.
And she's like, read the fucking room. Like,
Hello.
he's like, well, this was the plan. So I'm just gonna, this will
Just,
cheer up. This will cheer up.
Cannot deviate from plan. That's a Virgo act right there. He's like, I actually had this planned out for the last 3 months.
so
this is the exact time.
Really inconvenient that your aunt decided to get sick right now.
Oh my God. Oh, you guys want to take a break and come back with the Tainted Love?
Sounds
Yes.
good. And we're back. And I have the Tainted Love.
Oh, right.
I'm going to share with you the story of Karen Pannell.
Okay.
I got a lot of my information from a Forensic Files episode because I did the thing that Christina did when she
Yep.
was in Vegas, which is turn on Forensic Files to go to sleep.
Of course.
Something's gonna
grab you.
It is.
something is gonna grab you.
I literally cannot stay awake for our Forensic
Nope.
Files episode anymore. There's something
Cannot.
about, it's like that show and Snapped somewhere along the line just got like hardwired into like my brain
Sleep
that
code.
like this is sleep time now.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
yeah, like
we literally call Forensic Files the sleepy time
it's
show.
sleepy time.
Yep.
For real.
Luminol.
You're like,
Yeah, exactly. Drool. So this Forensic Files episode, it caught me, and like Chris and I both were like actually stayed awake for the entire episode.
Oh.
So you know that it
it's
was
a good
like,
one. It's a
excuse
goodie.
me, what happened? I then found a Dateline episode called Written in Blood, and then as well on the record with Paula Zahn. So
who is the Dateline host?
oh shit.
Oh, I feel like
know
that
her.
tells you so much.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Oh,
is
crap.
this a
If it's-
Mankiewicz?
Yeah, if it's Andrea Canning, I'm like, something bad happened to a woman.
Yes. Yeah.
Always.
I don't remember who it was. I can't remember. I feel like it's the one guy who none of us remember his name. Not Josh Mankiewicz. It's not
Lester Holt? No, he never hosts.
No,
he just does the
he just-
intro.
Yeah. Shoot, what's that one guy's name? I think it's him. Anyway,
That's okay. We know what you mean
Yeah.
when you're like the one whose name you don't remember. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, there you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
the Voldemort of hosts. I don't remember his name.
He
Yeah.
who shall not be named.
Exactly. Karen Pannell, let me just tell you a little bit about her. She's the baby of 6. She has 5 older brothers. And
Oh my
so
God.
This was relatable content
lot,
right
yes.
here. I was
That's
like,
some energy.
yeah. So she's baby girl to Ralph and Ursula Pannell. She's born in Germany. Her dad was in the military, in the Air Force. And so they kind of grew up military brats going from one place to
Yeah.
another. But really cool. She was born in Germany. Her parents, like I said, they traveled all over the place. Her parents, her family, they all started spreading out. But Karen ended up kind of finding her spot in Florida. Wait,
The energy at this
yeah.
table just got we're
Really
like,
awkward.
oh, honey.
Yeah.
Poor baby. But by the age of 39, she was all settled. She had kind of found her spot. She was living in a town called Oldsmar, which is just a small coastal town near Tampa, just kind of up north of Tampa. And again, like being in her family, the youngest and the only girl, she kind of seemed to take on the family caregiver role, which you two know as the only and first females. Well, not only, but first females of your family.
Oldest daughter syndrome over here.
Yes, both of you. I'm youngest and youngest. So.
Yeah.
Suckers.
Yeah.
Bragging camps. Great. So she kind of took on a role, like I said, kind of being the social person, the event planner. If anything was going to happen, she was going to be the one who was in charge of bringing the family together.
Okay.
Like the gatherer, right? She was beautiful as well. So she was a one-time model. She was like, it's just the perfect all-American beauty. She had like beautiful looks. One of the articles I read kind of described her as having symmetrical looks. And I was like, what a unique way to put it, but like,
yeah, I mean, well, they've talked about that before, that like that is like one of the telltale signs of like someone who's really beautiful is that their face is super symmetrical. It won't be me.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of prefer a little asymmetry myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good since
Well, nobody's face is perfectly symmetrical anyway.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how beautiful you are.
she was very beautiful though.
Yeah.
And she did have that kind of, like I said, all-American vibe, very, classic look to her. She also, after years of modeling, she's 39 now. She had found a career working for American Airlines as in the counter in Tampa. Probably a very thankless job for sure.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah, but she had gained
She's an accountant? Is that what you said?
counter. At the counter.
Oh, at the counter. I
Yeah.
thought you said she got a job as an accountant, and I was like, I don't think that's what they're called, Cassie.
Yeah. Yeah.
An accountant?
No. Again, an accountant. She got a job at the counter for working for American Airlines.
Okay,
so
okay.
like a counter agent.
No,
basically.
thank you. That does not sound fun to me
Well,
at
that's
all.
what I said. Thankless job, right? But she'd gained a reputation amongst like her coworker as being kind of like the go-to gal because she just always had a smile on her face. She was the one, like, if there was an irate customer, she could just step in and make it all.
I'll tell you this, people are much nicer to pretty people.
Yeah.
So you do want them working that shit because I'll tell you that much. Like, people will be, if they're mad, put the pretty person in there.
That's exactly right. I think it does help, right?
It does. Yeah. People want to be nicer. They just do. Unfortunately,
weird.
it's just the way the world works.
Yeah.
Well, it did work for her. She, like I said, she was kind of like that go-to gal. Everybody knew her. She was just had this really great reputation. So much so that she kind of worked her way into like supervisory roles. Always known for, again, being smiley and being super reliable. She was like always, again, go-to gal. So when she didn't show up for her morning shift on October 11th, 2003, coworkers immediately were like, the fuck's going on? Yeah. Karen's not somebody who's like just sleeping in. Like, this is something. Immediately their like headspace is like, what's going on? Karen also recently had been diagnosed with MS. So there was also some concerns, I think, too, amongst her friends and coworkers,
Health.
like, oh, is this a health related thing? What's going on?
Yeah.
There was immediate questions. Immediately people were like on alert. Like, it's not just like she's going to be here in 15 minutes. It's like, what the fuck?
I got to get out of this isolation phase I'm in right now because I feel like
We'll never know.
Yeah, people just won't know because I've been just like locking myself in my house when I'm not like at work or recording with you guys. I feel like,
I guess we'll know by Saturday.
yeah, exactly. There you go.
We're like, what happened to Keegan? I haven't heard from her all week. It's really weird. Also worried though is her boyfriend, Tim Permeter, Permeter.
Okay.
Permeter. Yeah. I tried to say per meter and I'm like, that's not it.
Yeah. Per meter.
He is her current boyfriend and he also has not been able to reach her. Again, he's also like, the fuck. So Tim goes to Karen's house. He's like, something's clearly going on.
Yeah.
He goes there, gets there, the door's open.
Ooh.
Not
that's
good sign.
good.
Never a good
No.
sign.
He walks in, doesn't even make it. He said 2 to 3 steps inside the door and he sees her on the floor.
Oh no.
Blood everywhere.
Oh God.
And he
awful.
races out of the house, calls 911. The police arrive. They get there. He's a fucking mess. He only went 2 steps in the house and he was like, I can't go back.
No.
He's puking on the fucking lawn.
I mean, same.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
totally. They're like, sir, come, sit in the patrol car, like, get yourself under control. Like, he's a fucking mess,
Yeah.
right? He's like, what the fuck is going on? So immediately the police are like, what the hell did we just walk into, right? He sits back in the car. So he calls her friend from work, Christine. He's like, oh my God, I just walked into Karen's house. She's been stabbed.
How do you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
She's dead.
I love that. Like both we've watched so much true
know,
crime
I'm
that I'm like, beep, beep, beep.
Yeah.
Red flag.
Funny thing is, Christine did too, but the police didn't hear this call. So, but
Got it.
just you guys already in. I mean, you all are like, I've watched enough Forensic Files to know.
Yeah.
So, of course, police want to speak to him. He's the one who found her. He's the one that's closest to her right now. All of these things are like, what's going on. How did you guys meet? They had met at a dealership he worked at. Very fairly, straightforward relationship. Seemed pretty whatever. He's like, when did you last see her? Police are like, when did you last see her? He's like, I was here last night. Actually, I came by. I dropped off this cute little kitten calendar that I found for her. I thought she'd love it. She loves cats. So I was here. I was gone by like 7:30. Right.
Okay.
So great. Police, forensics, they go in, they're taking a look around, blood spatter all over the place. She is literally, they don't actually even know how she died yet at this point. She's just laying in a pile of blood. It's not until they turn her over and notice that she's been stabbed multiple times.
Okay. So it's not something that you would have seen immediately upon walking in.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's been stabbed multiple times. I mean, once they finally do the autopsy, they say like 18 times she's been stabbed. So there's blood spatter, like I said, all over the walls, the cabinets, there's stuff everywhere. But also something stands out right away. And it's a handwritten letters on the wall.
I
that
remember
say
this Dateline.
ROC.
Yes.
And so the police are like, holy shit, is this like her last act? Is like writing her killer's name on the wall.
I don't remember
what
how
is
it ends.
ROC. Like, what is that, right?
Yeah.
So police are able to narrow down the time of death, right? The receipt from the pizza had arrived at 8:48. Tim had called 911 at 10:30 the next morning. So somewhere between that time, something happened. They're like, let's find out what's going on. They're quickly ruling out robbery because nothing had really been taken. There's some stuff that was turned over, disruption of belongings, but nothing is like sticking out. And again, it's an overkill. 18 times she's been stabbed. This is not something like somebody doesn't just break into your house and stab you 18 times and then not take anything.
Right.
Yeah. So, and then again, she wrote something on the wall. So this is like, she literally has in her own blood written something on the wall. So they're like, what is rock? Well, police very quickly find out that she has an ex-boyfriend and his name's Rock Heprick. And he is clearly the first suspect. They're like,
Yeah,
the
obviously.
fuck
I'd be like,
Yeah.
what are
Hi.
the chances? Rock isn't even like a common name.
No, it's not. And
Yeah.
the way it's spelled too is ROC. It's not
Yeah.
like ROCK. It's not spelled incorrectly. It's like, who else could this be? It's obviously this guy. So they reach out to Rock. They're like, hey, dude, you know a Karen? He's like, yeah, my ex, whatever. Oh, she dead. So what?
She wrote your name.
She wrote your name on the wall, by the way.
Yeah.
He's like, keep my name out your motherfucking mouth.
Yeah.
Literally. And this guy, so a little bit of Rock. Rock's the bad boy, right?
Of course he is.
Of
His name
course.
is Rock.
I mean,
What
what else did you plan for your child to do?
I mean, maybe his name was Rockwell or something. That's also,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Our bad guy in school was Bo. Was his
Oh,
name.
the Bo is always trouble. BEAU,
Yep.
but always trouble. Yeah, we had one too.
We had a Mac.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that just like monosyllabic?
Maybe, yeah. It's a one
thing?
syllable
Yeah.
name. Bad news.
Yeah.
Bad news.
Yeah.
Can't trust him.
No. Bad boy.
Seriously.
So again, Rock's Mr. Bad Boy. And everybody's kind of like, oh yeah, that's probably what drew her to him. She's like Miss All-American.
Yeah.
She goes for the bad boy.
course.
He rides a Harley. He's got a reputation.
Man, he leaned in.
Yeah.
Leaned in.
Leaned in hard. He's currently an insurance adjuster, but he's still like Mr. Bad Boy. He has a trail of minor legal troubles behind him.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Like
but
by day.
insurance adjuster.
Insurance.
But he looks
real bad.
But I ride my Harley into work. work.
Chris and I joked because we're like, the pictures that they used of him, like, we're like, oh, Rock specifically gave them that photo of
Oh,
him.
yeah.
Oh,
like,
It's in his
totally.
leather
yeah.
jacket.
He's got like a mullet and, you know,
Amazing.
like, headband.
You can definitely tell people that had people that really cared for them.
Yeah.
Depending on, we've talked about it, depending on the photos that they submit
Yeah.
for these things. Because
Yeah.
I'm like,
This woman was
that was
loved
not
then
your
because
friend. If those are the photos that you submitted.
A down angle selfie. That's the best picture you could find of me, really?
Oh, dude, I found ones that look like the phone was right under their chin. Sometimes
that's
posted. And I'm
fucking
like,
rude.
what are you doing?
you literally
man?
had to
That's
dig
your
for-
mother.
You had to dig for that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like, God,
That's awful.
I would never do my mama dirty like that.
I
Never.
know.
Never.
Pulling out glamour shots
Yeah.
and stuff.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fine. One that's like 10 years younger than she actually is.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I'm hitting her.
It's the same thing you do for like when your grandma dies. Like the picture that was on my grandma's like funeral program, like that picture was
Prime.
from when she was like 55 and she
Prime.
looked fucking great.
Yeah,
Right?
that's
Like,
what you do. But then, opposite side of that, missing.
Oh,
Oh,
poster,
missing. You gotta
post.
It gotta look like me.
Exactly.
yeah.
Look,
come
it
correct.
should make me look nice, but it's gotta look like me. You
Yeah.
can't be using some Facetune shit.
Yeah,
Yes, exactly.
Like-
I'm like, I got the bold glamour filter on.
Honey, her lips aren't that big though.
They're like, I saw someone who kind of looked like her, but more busted. Yeah, that was probably her. That was probably
That was her. That's probably her. Yeah, yeah,
Where
yeah.
was that at? Okay, cool. So anyway, Karen and Rock did have a really great relationship early on. They just were really in love, but then their relationship went downhill pretty fast. Rock had, like I said, a trail of, kind of minor crimes behind him. Some of the things though that did trouble police though immediately were that he and Karen had the police called a few times to the house.
God.
She had actually filed a domestic complaint against him at one time. And when they had lived together for a while, and the police noted that there had been some calls from Rock to Karen, and they're like, "What's this about?" And he's like, "Well, we had some dispute over furniture. I wanted to get my furniture back. She has like a $900 roll-up desk that's mine, that's in the house, So there were some things that made police, but also at the same time, Rock's like, "But I've also moved on. Like I'm in a relationship with this woman.
Yeah, what would make him like go and stab her 18 times?
Over an hour away. I was literally at home with my girlfriend and her son at our house. Like, this is not me." And so the police, like they had snatched him up quick, right? They're like, "Motherfucker's name's on the wall. We're going to grab this Rock guy."
right.
Before they were even saying, like, even before like he could make any kind of conversation with like girlfriend, nothing. Like they pulled him in. And then they interviewed them all separately, the son even as well. And everybody's like the exact same story. Everything lined up. Rock is not involved. They're like, and
Okay.
What are the fucking chances?
that's exactly what the police are saying.
Yeah.
So the police are now like, okay, well, this is clearly somebody who knows her then.
And somebody
because
that's trying to
frame
someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's exactly right. And so the police are like, "Wait, Tim, so where were you again?" Tim's like, I had left at 7:30. I actually was with my roommate and all this stuff. He's got an alibi. I was at my place, all this stuff, right? Okay. But Tim's like, "You also may want to look into her ex-husband. She has an ex-husband named Jeff." So they reach out to this Jeff
Rock,
Payne.
Tim.
I know.
All one
Yeah,
syllable.
and why is Rock on the wall then?
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
None of this makes sense,
This
right?
doesn't
Police
make
are just
sense.
so fucking confused too, because they're like,
Yeah.
okay, well, let's reach out to her ex. Well, he suggested that it might be her ex because she did find out recently that she had MS, right? Like I said. And so she was still receiving alimony from Jeff and was going to be asking for more alimony because her,
Medical expenses.
medical expenses were going to be going up. So she was going to, be asking for more alimony. And he's like, well, maybe, he was pissed off about that. So maybe he did something, right? Tim's got all the solutions. He knows
Yeah,
everybody.
I'm side-eyeing Tim.
You should.
Yeah.
So they reach out to Tim. Tim's like, I was
Or
in
Jeff?
I'm sorry. Jeff,
Jeff.
easy alibi. I was on South Florida. I was actually on a diving trip. Corroborated. Easy out. Well, also, hey, Tim's like, also, Karen actually had been dating this British Airways pilot too.
Tim's like, that one didn't work. Okay, who else can I find?
This guy's
Who else
like,
could I have written on the wall?
Right. She's like, damn it. He had a leather jacket. I thought that would be a slam dunk.
but the British Airways pilot didn't pan out either because he was actually out of the country for work. So once again,
Tim is
batting 1,000 here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Police are running out of leads though, because at this point they really don't have anything that proves. The only thing they got is some guy's name written on the wall who they've just recently proved. The forensics is basically it at this point. They're like, okay,
But
what do we got
Tim's
forensically?
alibi is I was home alone
No, with his roommate.
with his roommate.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was with his roommate. What they have so far, they have her body, blood on the floor, a name on the wall that was written by her, supposedly written presumably. And they have her bloody right hand fingers. And her brother's like,
Why would she write that?
why would she
is she
write that?
left-handed?
Why would she write that with her right hand? Because she's a left-handed.
Oh, so
Not even just a
fucking-
little
Sneaky.
bit. Primarily, it was like too. He's like, anybody who knows her, it's immediately she's left-handed. She can literally do nothing with her right hand. You know.
Wow.
But they were like, well, maybe it was her only availability or whatever. So again, forensics is on top of this. They're like, okay, well, we got pizza boxes that were there. There's a few missing pieces of pizza, and the other suspicious thing is that she has actually no food in her system. There is no pizza in her stomach.
Oh no! Someone then fucking ordered and
It's-
ate pizza.
I don't like that.
It's so they're like, okay, well, this pizza box has not been tampered with by her. So who ate the pizza, right?
Who ate the pizza?
Who ate the pizza?
Indeed.
The other thing is too is that they also notice, okay, well, Rock was written right-handed. That's suspicious, but not impossible, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could
But
write something with
if
my
I
left hand
had
on the
to.
wall if I had to. Yeah.
But also too, they were like, it was kind of like up and behind her. She would have had to reach or stretch. It would have been like kind of difficult.
Which, if you've been stabbed 18 times or whatever,
Not only had she been stabbed 18 times, she would have also had to wait until the blood spatter dried because it was written over top of the dried
Okay.
blood splatter. And also, when they did finally do the autopsy, they found that she had been stabbed 18 times, but one of those stabs was right into her spinal cord. There's no way
she wouldn't have been able to move her arm.
she wouldn't have been able to move at all. They were like, there's no way she could have even moved.
Wow.
So they were like, okay. So right away they're like, this is super sus because she couldn't have done it.
that's so
Yeah.
evil. God.
It's incredibly
it's so
evil.
gross.
So forensics, they're doing all this stuff. They find all that stuff out. So immediately they know whatever this is, somebody that knew her, right? Like I said,
Yeah.
somebody who knew that she had an ex-boyfriend named Rock, somebody who knew all this stuff. They find some fingerprints on the pizza boxes. They actually interview the pizza guy. The pizza guy said,
That's what I was going to say.
Yes.
Call that pizza guy.
they did. They interviewed the pizza guy. He said, I delivered the pizza to the woman at the house. So her, and it was Karen. So he delivered it to Karen. He said he did notice that there was a guy there who seemed kind of perturbed that he was talking to her while he was dropping off the pizza. It was a really weird.
Sir, I'm doing my job.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm dropping off pizza. I'm like,
Okay.
and this is not a porn. I mean, legitimately dropping off a pizza, you know?
Yeah.
So he was able to corroborate that it was Karen that was there. And at the time, they corroborated the time was 8:48. So it had to have been past the 7:30 time frame in which Tim had said he'd left.
Right.
So did Tim leave? And then somebody else came over? Like,
That's scheduling them pretty
it's
close together.
Very, very tight window, right? So police, again, like I said, the forensics are on top of it. They take the prints from the box and they realize the prints do come back to Tim. So Tim had to have been there past 7:30. So immediately they're like, why are you lying to us? We know that you're lying to us. They also found underneath Karen's fingernails his DNA. So Tim's DNA comes back. They're like, which could have been anything. They could have, had, a spicy relationship or whatever. None of this is actually foolproof, but it is leading police to be like, why did you lie to us?
Right.
Because you were definitely there past 7:30. So then they check out his calls because he's like, I was with my roommate, and they're like, that's interesting. You said you left at 7:30. You were with your roommate. However, at 9:30 you call your roommate, And the call is pinging from towers that are actually at Karen's. It's showing you at Karen's house. So now it's not 8:30. Now it's not 7:30. Now we're looking at 9:30. So what's going on? And they, they're like, where's this leading? So they're doing a little bit of background checking on Tim too. So not only are they just like, okay, what's going on with this relationship? Let's dig into this a little further. Tim is something else. Tim has quite the criminal background. Tim was actually currently on probation after serving 12 years for an attempted murder.
Oh, whoa.
No. Yep.
Tim had also had some prior arrests for his role in an escort service.
So Tim's the real bad boy.
Yes.
Rock,
But
the insurance
Tim-
man, is just wearing the clothes.
Tim is the real bad boy, but Tim looks like Jared from Subway, who also was bad boy. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to use
It.
bad
That-
or
yeah,
boy
but
to
yes.
describe. But you know what I'm saying? Like, this is
Bad guy, yeah.
bad guy. So Tim looks like the coach to your son's soccer team, but he's also was a pimp, basically.
Oh,
What?
Yeah, he was arrested and for attempted murder from one of his escorts. He had been attempted kidnapping. He had also tried to kill one of his rival competitors in Tallahassee. Like, it's just, this guy is like,
he cannot stop trying to kill people.
no. And on the surface, you're like, this
Wow.
bro is Gator.
You can never tell.
The
just
other
by
guys,
looking.
like, I
Yeah,
swear to
you
God,
can't.
like in the movie The Other Guys, where it's what's name, and he's like, I was a pimp, and
Yeah.
he's Gator.
Wow.
This is who we're looking at here. I mean, you're just like, on the surface, you're
You're like, what?
no, what? Who?
Tim?
You? A mess. He has a tattoo on his arm that's like a woman's face, and it's like King Escort.
No.
Oh,
Shut
fucking
up.
gross.
Yeah,
Ew.
he's ick. It's so ick. But that was kind of the thing too. Karen's oldest brother, Mike, was like, yeah, she had recently found out what a piece of shit this guy was. Like, it all came to surface because she had called the police. They had gotten into a fight,
Yeah.
and she had recently called the police. And when the police arrived, they had done like a quick, like, who's this guy? And when they got there, they were like, do you know that you're dating a guy with this history? And she's like, I sure did not. And so, like, everyone who knew her was like, oh yeah, she would not planning
be.
to dump.
Yeah.
She was planning to dump this guy. So yeah, they were fighting. They were on the outs. Like, this was a relationship that was at its end. Anyway, and like I said, Tim's nothing's adding up for him, right? So not only is the guy on parole, now he's in violation of his parole. So with that, they're able to put him in prison right away, like put him back in jail right away. They're like, you're violating your parole.
Good.
There were some things that were, and so
That's good. So they can hold him while they gather evidence.
exactly.
Yeah, we know how it goes.
Yeah, yeah. So now they're like, great. Now we can hold him on this thing while we also get this case set up.
Yeah.
And they're able to take him to trial with all the evidence that they do have. And police know too that even with the forensics, that some of this is a very circumstantial, but there's really nothing else. It's pretty clear, and it's very clear to the jury as well, who unanimously decide that he is guilty.
That shit is so diabolical, like what he did. And then knowing that he killed her, had a few pieces of pizza.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
then
that's what I
decided-
don't get. Like, violently murdered and then
Violent.
was like,
Yeah, I worked up an appetite. Let me have some pizza while I try and figure out what to do next. And then what you want to do next is frame somebody, try and frame somebody else with her own blood. So disgusting.
I'm side-eyeing the fucking roommate too, who's
Yeah.
gonna cover
Yeah.
for this piece of shit.
That's the thing too, is that the roommate did come back and almost immediately contradicted his story. He was like, yeah, no, I'm sorry. Like, he did immediately. He was like, oh, but then when he was like re-questioned, he was like, yeah. So
Listen,
that's
y'all
not
are
true.
my best friends, and I would have to give some real serious side eye if you came to me and you're like, I know someone I was dating was murdered. I didn't do it, but I was doing something I shouldn't have been doing. Can you just say I was at home with you? I'd be
Here's
like,
what I would say is I would also be George, his roommate, and be like, yes, she was with me. But then if you came back to me again, we're like, well, we have this new evidence. I'd be like, she was not
he wasn't with me. No, yeah, it was with me.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Look, I believed her. I thought I knew her.
But it turns out
Didn't know he was king escort though. So yeah.
But in November of 2007, he was convicted and subsequently sentenced to life without the possibility of parole.
Bye, Tim.
Bye, Tim. He still denies to this day having any involvement. He says, was it him?
That pisses me off so much when you're
caught.
That.
Yeah.
You're caught.
The family,
Give up the ghost.
The family is, that's kind of where they're at. They're just like, you know what? Will we ever get a signed confession from Tim on this? No. But at the same time, we know that justice has been served. We feel at peace knowing that we have the right person in prison for doing what they did to my sister. You know, that's where the family's at. And Rock, of course, furious. He's like, if I ever see this motherfucker in
Don't
real
bring
life.
me into this.
Yeah, exactly. He's like,
The funny thing is,
Just trying to sell insurance over here.
on the interview, they were like, so, you know, like, he's basically like, no love lost. He tried to frame me. I'm like, yeah, but he actually killed someone too.
Yeah,
I think that's there. I think you're missing
priorities.
I think you're missing where the
where
the anger should be.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Killed someone who you supposedly loved at one time.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he probably got his rolled out.
Although I would be pissed if somebody tried to frame me. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm like, man,
Yeah.
you got the cops involved. I have to fucking talk to police because of you.
Yeah.
No.
Hope not.
No. Wow.
Well,
I did not remember how that one ended, but
It's a weird.
Tim put himself on the side eye list early because it's just like
Immediately.
my guy.
Well, his
Immediately.
friend.
Well, I'm like, as soon as you said that
Stabbed.
he said stabbed, and I was like, how would he know?
How do you know?
How do
How do you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's her friend too. Her friend's been watching Forensic Files as well. She's like, excuse me?
Mm-mm.
She's like, what? Yeah.
Ooh, good one, Cass.
Yeah. Well, what are you guys watching this week?
Well, I watched
inside of my eyelids.
I watched Infinity Pool.
Ooh, what's that?
It's an you will not like it, Cassie.
Okay.
It is an A24 horror movie. Alexander Skarsgård
Ooh.
and Mia Goth.
Yeah. I remember
It's-
seeing something about that.
It's Brandon Cronenberg directed it. So his dad is
Did you know
the other Cronenberg.
A24 is doing that Netflix show with Ali Wong?
Yes. Yes. I didn't know that until today. It makes me want to watch it even more. I love Ali Wong.
Yeah.
But,
I love Ali
and
Wong.
Stephen Ewan.
Yeah.
Also
Oh, I love him too.
Amazing. Yeah. They're the leads.
Wait, it's not scary, is it?
It's not
No.
scary.
Okay.
It's
No,
called
no.
Beef.
Okay.
But yeah, I do want to watch it. But yeah, Infinity Pool. What is his name? David Cronenberg, the other one.
Yeah.
Who did like The Fly and stuff. It's his son who's also very into body horror.
Oh,
so it's
okay.
a
wow.
lot of it's a lot of body horror stuff. It was all right. Mia Goth is, I will say, very fun to watch.
Yeah.
She plays unhinged incredibly well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it if you like A24 horror movies, if you like body horror, that kind of thing, then you might enjoy it. I don't regret watching it, but it was not like my top favorite horror movies, you know.
I have discovered one of my new favorite things, and that is to get a little high.
Period. You're
Go
done.
night night.
The end.
And go to sleep to Antiques Roadshow.
Oh, the best. Oh, there is nothing fucking better.
Oh,
Is
and
truly-
guessing how much it's worth. And if you're watching it on the PBS app, they do those like updates.
Yes.
So it's like, oh, if it was this much in 2002,
And then
did it go
wah,
up?
wah.
Oh, yeah. I'm always, that's how I do it. I'm gonna go, like if it's down, if it's up. But yeah,
I
no.
fucking love Antique Roadshow. I
The
love
best.
watching
I love
people.
PBS.
I love
Shit.
watching people who are like, this was just in Meemaw's attic for the last 35 years.
Dude,
And then,
went-
it's like $2 million.
Yeah.
Have you seen the
The
one?
Watch?
No. Have
Oh.
you seen the one where I guess there's this potter that's very famous and his name is Dave the Slave, and people bring in, I was like, no, that's not a real
No.
thing. I was like
No.
so high. I was like, I turned to Eric. I was like, did they just
say-
motherfucking say Dave the
No.
Slave? And it is for real. He makes like these pots, and whenever
Why is that
they're
his
in
name?
why is that his name?
I don't
Why is that his name? And they were like in North
I'm shocked.
Carolina.
Nope.
And I
No,
like,
and you're hearing it in that accent, you're like, you can't say that.
Nope,
I'm
no, I don't
sorry.
like
Look, you might be the most liberal person on earth, but if you have that accent, you're not allowed to say the word slave ever.
I always
I'm sorry.
call out
You
to
can't.
the people
I don't
that
have
I'm
that
just
accent
like,
and I don't want to say it.
I'm like, things that feel racist. I was like, this definitely does.
Yeah.
This, why would you
Yeah.
bring this? Keep it in the attic. Do not tell people you have this.
You're like, I believe this is from Dave, the guy,
The Potter.
the Potter.
yeah, fucking.
I hate
but,
that.
And Antiques Roadshow, man.
I love that
Just-
show.
I live for PBS,
Dude,
man.
I fucking do
so
too. Like, have you
calming.
seen an episode of This Old House? Like,
Oh,
as an
okay,
adult, you're like, this
okay.
is fucking great. No, it is.
Yeah, no,
Bob
I
Vila.
know. Are you kidding? As a kid, I used to watch the shit out of that
it's
show.
the most soothing shit.
Oh.
All
Yep.
of those like old 90s PBS shows, like I will watch Bob Ross.
Yep.
Like the old
Okay.
Martha Stewart, like a living show.
you're
the
gonna
best.
you're gonna love what I've been watching then, because mine's also on PBS, and it's Rick Steves has an art show
Yep.
where it's like art history, and
Yeah.
I'm like, are you fucking kidding?
He's such
Everything
a
I want.
fucking nerd.
I love him.
love him
Love
so
it.
much.
God, I love
Him,
PBS.
Bill Nye. I mean, just
Fuck Mary Kate.
honestly,
Dude,
Bob
next-
Ross,
I'm gonna write that in my next week. We gotta revisit
Rick Steves.
PBS hotties.
Oh, PBS honeys.
PBS
I love it.
honeys.
God, I love it.
Oh wow.
FMK. It's in the book, so we have to make it happen.
Okay.
All
All right. It gives
right.
me time to decide.
Tune in
Bob
next-
Vila. Can you imagine?
You think I'm not going to say Bob Ross? Are you? Oh no! You know who I'm going to say? It's that guy from Antiques Roadshow, the one who
There's
the
so many
assessor
hot
guy?
guys
Yeah.
on there. There's
that
a couple.
There's one.
Fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
It's like there's so many hot guys in khakis on that show.
Oh, totally. They know all about like
Oh, I don't know.
15th century Japanese paintings.
Hell yeah,
or
we're going to the
whatever.
Rose Bowl.
Yeah, yeah.
We're doing that flea market immediately.
Oh,
Well,
my
you know what? There's those new shows too that they brought out, like like I love Miss Scarlet and the Duke. The Duke is fucking hot.
Oh, I haven't seen
Yeah,
it.
Duke can get it.
PBS Masterpiece knows what's up.
Yeah.
They know that's female pleasure right there.
Yeah, it is.
but
It-
yeah.
enjoyment.
Yeah.
to the fullest.
That's the female gaze.
Yes,
Truly.
100%.
and they are sponsored by viewers like me.
Didn't that make you feel good when you were a kid?
Every
you were
time.
like, I am keeping this whole ship afloat. Like me on my own.
They can't do anything without my
Thank God I'm here.
$6 a month. or whatever. This shit will just not get done. But I will say I'm thinking about upping my pledge only if I can speak to somebody at PBS about their app. I want more. There's not enough PBS on PBS.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? Like, well, when
have to look. You have to, like,
you
search.
you have to look and everything like that. But they don't have like complete seasons and stuff.
Huh.
I need more. I need more, and I'm willing to pay for it. So
You hear that, PBS?
reach out.
You hear that?
Reach out to me. Well, if you guys have something that we should watch, if you've got a terrible date story, Mother's Day is coming around. So I thought it would be really fun to have like those fun meet the parent awkward
We'd love
date
awkward Meet the
stories.
Parents.
Yeah. Reach out to us. What's our one-stop shop of a website? It's myworstatepodcast.com. And we love you so much.
Cheers.
This is a Glass Box Media Podcast.